Good morning. I'm so glad that you have joined us. We have just begun our new series, The Professional Bookshelf. This is a new series coming to you from Bucket List to Bookshelf. And this is a series all about the administrative and professional side of the writing and publishing industry. I have plenty out there for you guys as far as the creative pieces. And it's really important as more and more people are moving into this book world and are using books as part of their business and part of their everyday as part of their everyday, life and their tools. I mean, how many of you have been to network meetings nowadays? And everybody stands up, introduce yourself, tell us a little about yourself. How many people in the room are standing up and saying, I run a bank and I'm also author of, making your finances strong. I coach yoga down at the local athletic facility, and I've written a body on mind, body, spirit. The reality is people are starting to realize that everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. We as humans, we connect through story. It's a great thing. I know some people are really frustrated by the fact that there are so many authors today, but here's the truth. It's part of the new marketing world. Getting frustrated about it is pointless. It's kind of like getting frustrated that newspapers aren't how people get the news as much anymore. It's just part of how our world is changing. So if books are going to be a part of the world that you are living and working in as an entrepreneur, then obviously you're going to want to know how to do that right. If people pop in here, I want to be able to respond to your questions as they come in. We did have a couple of people say that they might be joining the Professional Bookshelf later, but even though we are just a couple today, I wanted to kick off the series anyway because we're going to record these and make these available to everybody. So once again, welcome to the Professional Bookshelf. Today, we are talking about the top 10 reasons why your business needs a book and what you can do with that book. Since this is our monthly morning series, this is what I'm starting out every day with. This is my coffee. Today I'm coming to you out of the Fellowship of Extraordinary Women mug. Fellowship of Extraordinary Women, great organization. It is a women's ministry organization. They also run a Christian publisher out of that organization, and I'm very honored to serve as the coach of that publishing organization. I just love the women there. I love the stories they tell. If you would like your business featured and have me drinking my monthly coffee out of your mug, just go ahead and contact me. I'd be happy to talk about your business and tell people a little bit about that. By the way, definitely need coffee more than once a month. So we're going to dig right in. Like I said, if you pop in while I'm talking, please feel free to hop over in the chat box and get to know me a little bit. I want to talk to you about the 10 things that a book is going to do for your business. First of all, it's all about knowing your stuff. I'll tell you a little story. I sold my publishing company, Reggie LaBerge Writing and Publishing, in 2017. And I sold it to a gentleman, Mike Nicoloi, who the company is now called Nico 11 Publishing and Design. And Mike and I still work together. He's an amazing cover designer. He still offers co-authoring partnerships, great company to work with. What happened, though, when we sold this company is he and I sat down and we're like, okay, well, these are all these things that I brought to the company that are helping it run. This is how our process for creating books in the co-authoring world. What have I done in sales? How much time have I spent in that? How much time have I spent networking? Which networking organizations have I worked with? Oh my gosh, there were so many things that came up, and we spent about I'd say about a 6-month process of once from when I first offered him this sale of the company up through when the company became officially his, when we were just working out the nuts and bolts, the details of what it took to run that company. And I realized that we had been running that company for years, thinking that we had all the processes written down, and realizing that, maybe we didn't. Maybe there were things that we didn't know the step by step. It's kind of that whole rule of, have somebody else read what you're doing and do exactly what it says. My husband and I just experienced this recently when we were camping. And there's a gas shutoff on the back of our trailer to turn on the little grill that attaches to the back of the trailer. And he explained to me, okay, you want to turn the handle so that it's facing the same direction as the hose or something. I don't remember the exact way. Well, in my head, it meant up, down. I was like, oh, I want to put it up toward the hose. And he says, what are you doing? You're bending the lever. Because to me, that was toward the hose. Well, he actually wanted me to turn it this way so that it was in alignment with the hose. How well do you know your processes? You may think you know them well until you try to write them down. And then all of a sudden you're saying, I think that I'm missing a step or two. So, digging deeper, this is a perfect example, Mining Your Potential. So this was a book that Mike Nicolai did with Michael Young, lifelong engineering and mining professional. And there were a lot of things that he had to say in here that were processes. So creating a book helps you to define your processes. And that's a really great thing. We all should know our processes in our business. They make our business more scalable. They make it so that we can train other people. So that's the number one reason under Know Your Stuff. It's all about knowing your processes. What happens, and this is that second reason under Know Your Stuff, what happens when you're defining those processes is you get so passionate about them all over again. When I was working on Regenerating Generations with Alan Forsman and Evelyn Johnson, this is all a book about engaging the older generation in their churches and communities. And when I was going through it, there were materials that we had to dig out that hadn't been maybe touched for years, even though they were kind of using them. Oh yeah, we're writing this chapter on, how to create your financial plan as a senior. Oh, hey, remember we did that program like several years back at this organization. Let's go ahead and dig that material out. Well, they would dig that material out, and it was so exciting because I would see Evelyn be like, oh, that was so good. Why aren't we still using that? She'd say the recruitment process for the team should have included a statement of general purpose. Remember how much time we spent on teaching people about defining their purpose? Oh, that was so great. Let's bring that in. So what happened through the book process, and this is what will happen for you as a business owner or entrepreneur, what can happen through the book process is your passion is reignited for what you do. You should come out the other end of your book process, not just knowing the process of how you do everything it is you do in your business, but excited about it and enthusiastic about it. So that's the second reason that your business needs a book. The first two reasons, the process, knowing your processes, and the second reason, reigniting your passion for what it is that you do. Now let's talk about marketing. Marketing is its own category. I could just spend ages just talking about how a book can affect and impact the marketing of your business or company. I'm only going to talk to you about 3 though, because we don't have a lot of time and I need another sip of coffee. If you join us, tell me what coffee you're drinking this morning. I have a little Natural Bliss honey infused Southern Pecan creamer in my regular coffee. I can take it black or with cream. Today I'm doing the cream. So we're going to talk about marketing yourself. So there are 3 biggies that come out of marketing yourself when you offer a book as part of your business plan. The first is you get to position yourself as an expert. You literally wrote the book on the matter. Dr. Spencer Tainter, he did a book with one of the now NICU 11 authors, Rand Murray Scargill, and he wrote Building Authentic Confidence in Children. He heads up the Brookfield Academy here in Wisconsin. He really wanted to address the processes and the ways that his school approaches learning. Well, what better than to say to your staff, oh, hey, no, I know all about getting your children to be confident and strong. Look, I wrote the book on it. What about saying that to potential parents that are coming in and considering enrolling their kids in that school? Oh, yeah, I wrote the book on that. You're maybe not going to use those words, I wrote the book on that, because let's be honest, that sounds a little arrogant. But the message is coming across. So marketing yourself, you're going to automatically position yourself as an expert in whatever field it is that you are working in because you wrote the book on that field. Item number 2 in marketing yourself, you actually can add some celebrity to your status. And good morning, I'm looking at my daughter over there who's putting away some of our classic books on our shelf there that she needed to borrow as props. She is a theater major. She is a stage manager. She works for Brookfield Center of the Arts in their incredible program. And you can follow her on Kimberly LaBerge's The Drama Den if you're interested in any of her reviews. She is an awesome theater reviewer. So again, add some celebrity to your status. So it's one thing to say that you are whatever it is that you are. So I'm a business owner. I'm a restaurateur. Whatever it is that you do, it's another thing to say you're this and an author. Remember, I talked to you about that at the beginning of this. That whole networking piece. When you go to a networking engagement and people are introducing themselves and they're this and author, it adds a little celebrity to you. And we're a culture that gives additional status for that. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. We're not talking about the morality of this. There is some status that comes with that. So if you can come into a meeting and say, I'm a financial advisor and author of Making Your Money Work for You, well, suddenly you have a little bit of oomph behind that financial advisor title just by being able to add author. I'm a coach and author of Growing on Purpose. Oh, wow, Dave Melinda, I really want to do that. I want to grow my business on purpose. You wrote this? Cool. So there's a little celebrity status. I want to work with the guy who wrote this. I want to work with the guy, the woman, the person who created this program. To push that to the next level, so we're still in that same piece. It's still about adding celebrity, but to push that to the next level, there are programs out there that can help you reach number 1 on Amazon. There are programs out there that can help you get your book into bookstores so that people see you in other places, so that you can say number 1 best-selling author. All of this adds to your celebrity status, adds to that oomph that you can put behind your name to sell you. So again, reason number 2 under marketing was adding celebrity to your status. That first one was positioning yourself as an expert. The third part is about building your library. I know you're like, oh my gosh, I just had to write 1 book. Now you're telling me I should write many. No, not necessarily. I'm just saying that maybe you want the book available as a book. Maybe you want it available then as an ebook. Maybe you want it available as an audiobook. This adds not just to the celebrity piece of your status, but to the professionalism of your status. So, I can get this book, but I listen to my stuff on audio on my commute to work. Oh, great. Here's where you can download the audiobook. Now they've added not just that celebrity status, but you've added this air of professionalism about you. So having it available in different formats is what I mean by building your library. You can also take a single chapter. So like, let's say I'm Dave and I've written this book. It's a great book, by the way. This is one of the ones I always recommend to people who are working on building their organization. And I really want to know about migrating to the communication comfort zone. Well, you know what? I've decided that that's such a strong chapter. I'm actually going to put that out there as a single downloadable file. So that's another way that you can build your library. You can take some of the pieces out of here and you can reuse them. By the way, Sarah Schwab, who wrote Content That Dances, is the expert on this, on reworking your materials so that they can be usable again and again. So you can build your library that way. Now, as your passion grows, because we said that comes, as you're learning more processes, because we said that comes with your books, you may add other titles too. But when I say build your library, don't necessarily think that I'm trying to get you to become a writer first and a business owner second. That is not the purpose of entrepreneurs becoming authors. I'm telling you how to be an author to grow your business. Again, we're talking about books today from that professional side. And so specifically, we're addressing what books can do for your business. So I'm not trying to turn you into a writer, but what I'm trying to do is tell you that building your library through your books is going to add to your professional status. So that's the third bullet in marketing yourself. So let's go through our first 5, and then we're going to get into our next 5. So under knowing your stuff, 1, it's going to help you to define your process. 2, it's going to reignite your passion. Second is under marketing yourself. 1, it's going to position you as an expert because you wrote the book on the subject. 2, it's going to add some celebrity and oomph to your status so that you have that behind your name. And 3, by building your library, you're going to be able to build your professionalism, your professional status. So you're going to build your celebrity status, your professional status, and your expert status. All of those come under marketing yourself. That's what a book can do for you. Time for another sip of coffee. Checking out chat here to see if anybody has shared anything. I don't see anything. We're going to talk about the next area, which is about getting out there. So today, speaking, very important. If you're an entrepreneur specifically, if you're running a bigger organization, you're competing. You are competing for all of those highly qualified people. So you want to be that face, you want to be that name, you want to be that person that they want to work with. You're going to want to get out there and speak. Now that is one of the coolest places that books come in handy. So we've talked about a couple of the books today. Actually, I'm going to go to this one, Go Solo. Jennifer Buchholz, amazing woman. I love this woman. We had the opportunity to be in a mastermind group together for a couple of years, and you know, just a wealth of knowledge. If you ever have an opportunity to hear her speak, I highly suggest you go, especially for women. She really does focus on women. She wrote this book, Go Solo, with Amy Oakes. They did go to #1. Actually, a lot of these books here that I'm sharing with you today did go up to #1, and I will kind of maybe recap that for you later. But Jennifer Buchholz, she does a lot of speaking. Some of the things that she could do is she could grab her book and got this wonderful little thing in here called the Table of Contents, folks. Guess what? You just outlined your discussion topics. So she has going solo. What is solo travel? Why solo travel? What is your why? Where in the world should you go? How to go? What are the logistics of travel? Go and grow. How does this help to transform you? How does this grow you as an individual when you travel? Returning home. I mean, that's not even all of her chapters in here, but each one of those chapters could be a presentation topic. And when you write books, you have to put them in a logical structural flow. Therefore, your book becomes outlines of every presentation topic that you could do. Guess what? You do a 12-chapter book, you've just outlined your next year of speaking. And you really have outlined, I'm going to tie this back to the marketing, because each of those topics could be marketed separately. And you can constantly grow your platform, grow your audiences, just by using your book as a tool to define your speech topics. So picking your topics, that's the first thing under Get Out There. The second thing under Get Out There is about having a front of the room and back of the room. What if you're already speaking out there? A lot of you are. I don't care, maybe you only have 5 minutes on a panel. Maybe you are doing a short little 15-minute speech and you're introducing yourself, introducing somebody else, but you get to kind of do the introductory topic. It doesn't matter. A lot of you are out there already, maybe not speaking in that big way that I'm describing where you pick a full presentation topic, but you're out there speaking in a certain way. When you do that, my team, when I had the full publishing company that Mike Nicolai runs now, that was the #1 thing that we would go to. We would go to these great training topics. We'd hear these wonderful speakers, and we'd turn around and we say, great, you have an awesome front of the room. Where is your back of the room? Where's your book table? Why do you not have that book at the back of the room? Because 95% of the people are going to walk out of, I'm sorry, that's inaccurate. Probably more like 99% of the people are going to walk out of that room. They're going to have their notes, and that's it. That's it. Maybe they have a business card. Who the heck likes business cards anymore? If I've got your number, if I've got your email, I don't even want your business card. I mean, that's just more paper clutter. They're going to walk away and they're done with you. But if you have a book table at the back of the room, everything that was on fire here is now here in their book, and they're excited, and they're going and they're telling their friends, oh my gosh, I just went and I heard Sarah speak, and oh my gosh, wait, I gotta show you this thing she talks about, because it just totally makes sense. I never thought about this before, and it's just completely perfect. It's like about the choreography of your content, and she talks about like how you can make these different pieces work together. So she has like this, the nurturing content, and how do you make your money-making content work. And, you know, she has this whole system, and let me show it to you right here in the book. I'm going to show it to you. And now I'm excited. I'm getting other people excited. I'm constantly looking back. By the way, every time I'm looking back, I'm seeing your name, I'm seeing your picture, I'm remembering, oh my gosh, I want to work with this person. So where is your back of the room? If you are out there speaking, you need a book at the back of the room, because this is how people are going to get the most out of their work with you. So those are our 2 get out there points. So in our know your stuff, process and passion, and our market yourself, you position yourself as an expert, position yourself as celebrity status, position yourself as a professional. Under getting out there, you can pick your topics, and you can have a front of the room and a back of the room. So I know I counted one of them extra over here. So we're up to 7 things. So the next piece is about building relationships and connections. And we've got 2 points under here on why your business needs a book. First, it's a giveaway. So this is going to say, oh, you know, you're thinking about coaching with me, you know, here you go. This is kind of some of where I'm coming from. This is the approach I use. Get to know me a little bit, you know, so it's a giveaway. So you as an author should never be paying full price for your book. You're never paying full price for your books. They should be at an affordable enough rate for you that you can give that book away without feeling like, okay, now I'm just way overpaying for my marketing. This is your best marketing. This is your best marketing. People are getting a peek at your process, and they're getting to know you as an author, as a person, because your person is who is reflected in these pages. So it's a great giveaway. They're feeling that you're generous. They're also kind of feeling already invested. They're like, well, I've got this book from him, and you know, now I feel kind of bad. And I'm not trying to play on guilt, but that's just a natural human reaction. I mean, they're going to then say, yeah, I should go with him. He gave me the book. You know, the truth is then once they get with you, you know, if that helps them to emotionally make that decision, and you know what you're offering them is a quality product, that's okay. The I have to will change to I'm so glad I did, or I want to, or I want other people to do so. That's all right. So give as a giveaway. The second is as a leave behind, and this is a little bit different. This is kind of when maybe you haven't set up that first coffee yet. You're not leaving it behind with them. You're not giving it away to them at a meeting. You really have, you know, you're trying to engage with them. So I had an interesting thing that just this past year, in 2018, it was in 2018, somebody got in touch with me who was interested in my editing services, and they knew about me because they had gotten my book from their kids' school. And it was the book, The Tale Travelers. The Tale Travelers came out in 2007. In 2007, this was a Maryland school, a mother from a Maryland school that I had visited more than a decade ago. And she got in touch with me for my services. And that's the kind of thing that is definitely not happening in any other kind of marketing that exists out there. Nobody's going to care what scrolled through their feed next week, much less a decade from now. But when people have a book, they say, oh gosh, this moved me. This is still on my shelf. They're going to be able to use that. So it's a giveaway under the under your building relationships and connections. 1, it's a giveaway, and 2, it's a leave behind. Last but not least, and this is the biggie, you want to build a revenue stream. Books can become a natural recurring revenue stream that's going on underneath your whole business. You need to pay for a marketing plan fantastic. I don't have enough in the budget, but hey, this book is making this much all along. What if all those book funds get diverted toward marketing? Now, what is that recurring revenue stream? That is such a huge variance. It really is. It depends on what your goals are, how often you're putting the book out there, whether you're using that book strictly as a giveaway. But if people are buying it on Amazon, if people are buying it in the bookstores, so maybe it's only little like that. Maybe you're getting, $50, $60 a month. Guess what? Who couldn't use an extra $50, $60 a month in their business budget? I could. But if you really work with somebody who wants to help you do even more with it, it could become more like $500, $600 a month. Well, now we're really talking about making a dent in your business budget by being able to have a book as your recurring revenue stream. So these are the 10 reasons that your business needs a book. Under Knowing Your Stuff, it's going to remind you and define your process. It's going to reignite your passion. Under Marketing Yourself, it's going to position you as an expert. It's going to position you as a celebrity. It's going to position you as a professional. Under Getting Out There, it's going to help you pick your speaking topics. It's going to give you a back of the room. Under Building Relationships and Connections, it's a great giveaway. It's a great leave behind. And under Profit, it can be built as a revenue stream that is constantly recurring under everything else that is going on in your business as an entrepreneur or owner or professional. So I've featured a few books just to kind of let you know what they are today in case you're interested in any of them. Digging Deeper by Michael C. Young and Michael Nicoloy. This one is all about the processes of a mining industry, but it's really good for any blue-collar industry professional. Building Authentic Confidence in Children by Dr. Spencer Tainter and Rayanne Scargill. This is really an educational approach from Dr. Spencer Tainter, who is the head of Brookfield Academy. Growing on Purpose, which went to #1 by Dave Melenda. It's the formula to strengthen your team and improve the customer experience. He does this primarily through communication tools. It's awesome. Regenerating Generations is actually now called Crescendo. You can still find it on Amazon. It's under the title Crescendo. It's by Evelyn Johnson and Alan Forsman. And this book is all about engaging seniors, particularly in the church, but also in the community. Go Solo, A Savvy Woman's Guide to Transformation and Self-Discovery Through Travel by Jennifer Buchholz and Amy Oakes, also went to #1. Also went to #1, by the way. This is wonderful for anybody, any women who are looking to find that, what is that trigger for my transformation in life? Where am I at a new chapter in my life? Content That Dances by Sarah Schwab. Choreograph your marketing message, create connections, and make a difference. All about building your platform through content and communications. Also went to #1. So these are our books that we've featured. I was glad to have coffee with Fellowship of Extraordinary Women mug this morning. I hope you guys will join us next month. And that would be my dogs saying we're done with the call too. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining me on the Professional Bookshelf. Bye-bye.